now I can see that home page in the exact manner that I selected. I can toggle back and forth between different home pages, depending either on my schedule, or if you have security privileges, then as an administrator, you can look at different home pages to see where a particular physician is. And I will go through each one of these windows shortly. A front desk homepage would look something like this, more customizable, more simple, because they would only need to look at daily schedule and patient status. Going back to the homepage that I had, Frank Lombardi, MD, Dr. Lombardi, pending, the first thing that you see on your screen is pending documents. Here, we facilitate all the documents that have not been yet signed off on, which is your progress notes or encounter forms, or your lab results that you have received but have not yet reviewed them or signed off on them. They will always come in your pending documents. This is like, in normal circumstances, a pending bucket where a nurse, or where you put your charts and maybe review it later. If your workflow necessitates, or you are a physician who's used to doing reviewing the chart and signing off in the exam room, then you will be able to do that over here also by looking at what progress notes or which visits you have not yet signed off on. And signing off will eventually close the document, so that's why it would not be pending. Daily schedule and patient status allows you to see where your daily schedule is, where the patient is at a given moment in a given time, whether they are in process. So for example, if I select David Fletcher and this patient is checked in, all the front desk person has to do is click on check-in to make sure the patient is checked in. And now you see that slowly and gradually we are eliminating the paper trail. The first paper trail that we eliminate is the paper signage sheet. Using this electronic health record check-in, you are now able to eliminate that. One integrated solution, that's the title of our presentation today. If you collect copay at the front, then you can do the financial aspect right over here. Again, depending on your workflow, you can post it right here. So this facilitates, because it is seamlessly integrated into practice management, the front desk person using this EHR can post the copayment from the very beginning. You click on OK, and you will notice in the patient status column right next to it, that patient will appear that this patient has checked in. It also timestamps and date stamps each of the appointment statuses. And you can also customize what you want to look at. If I right mouse click on the check on different options that are available, I can select what I want to see, or I can move the columns around. For example, if I am the kind of person who wants to see first name in the first column rather than last name in the first column, I can do that easily. So this is, although a rather trivial flexibility, but nonetheless important, because ease of use and how to view something is very significant. Going back to the workflow, I have checked in the patient. The next step, and keep in mind I'm using a conventional workflow, you can customize it according to your workflow. I would do room in of the patient. And all I have to do is select which exam room, however you name them, whether you call them exam room 1 or consult 1 or consult 2, you can select that here. And this way, now the patient has been roomed in. So the patient was checked in, waiting in the lobby, and now into the exam room by a nurse or a medical assistant, or depending on your workflow, whoever checks them or rooms them in. It also changes color, which again are customizable, and you can, that color denotion can let you know that the patient has a different appointment status now. The final step, it's a simple 3-step process. The first step was check-in, the second step was rooming in, the final step, which is the first step of start of the clinical flow now. We just did the administrative flow, now we are going into the clinical flow. That is denoted in SequelMed EHR by clicking the start process. And here, the patient was scheduled for an office visit on an appointment scheduling level, whereas chief complaint, which has a more of a clinical basis, you now select that chief complaint. Let's say the patient came in with chest pain, and that is linked to an asthma template. In our EMR, chief complaints may or may not be linked to a particular template. If you do not want to link them, or you do not want a chief complaint to have be associated with a particular template, you can select any of the different templates that are available either through the clinical library of SequelMed EHR, which we provide you, or templates that you have customized very simply on your own. In this case, for demonstration, I will select this template, an asthma template, and if I know that this what type of E&M visit it is, whether it's a consult or office visit established, I can select that at this point, or I will also have an opportunity towards the end of my flow to select that, which will allow me to give the level of the visit, level 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, based on my clinical documentation. So there is a built-in evaluation and management coder available in the system. And once I click on OK, what it now does is it loads the template as it was particularly designed with respect to this respiratory illness. And what I see is, again, conventional flow, vital signs, history of presenting illness, review of systems, past medical history, social history, physical exam,